Good evening, I'm Gill Impey. This is London Tonight. First tonight, a father from Hayes in West London has killed his two tiny children and himself by plunging over Beachy Head. Accountant John Chedwin's body and that of his 9-month-old baby son were found at the foot of cliffs at the notorious Sussex suicide spot.
The grim task of recovering the bodies, a joint police and Coast Guard operation in appalling weather. Tonight, the search has been continuing for Mr. Chetwin's 3-year-old son in a hope that it hasn't yet been swept out to sea. It's difficult, dangerous and harrowing.
When it comes to a situation like this with an adult and children, then when we're looking for children, it becomes that more poignant and it becomes a little bit more difficult to take sometimes.
Police had been searching for the three after Mr. Chetwin's wife was beaten with a baseball bat at her home in Hayes in West London in what appears to be a domestic incident. They discovered his car at the top of cliffs at around 7 this morning. The police are treating the case as a double murder and suicide.
To find the body of an adult and a child at the bottom of the cliff, working on the assumption that the child didn't find its own way there, I've got to treat it as suspicious until I can prove otherwise.
The area is a notorious suicide spot. The cliff has a 400-foot drop. Once again, questions are being asked, what could drive a man not just to take his own life, but to kill his two children as well? No more so than here, the quiet road where the family lived in Hayes. He seemed to be a nice guy, say neighbours.
I used to speak to him every now and again, and he was so friendly. He was so friendly.
Mr. Chetwin's wife is recovering in hospital tonight after the attack on her, but her ordeal is surely just beginning. From other neighbours I've spoken to, there's total disbelief that anything like this could have happened here. But tonight, a woman is in hospital, having to face up to the fact that her husband and two children are dead. In Hayes, this is Owen Thomas for London Tonight.
13 people needed hospital treatment today after a packed rush-hour train hit the buffers at Victoria Station. The accident happened just after 8 this morning. The Connex South Eastern train from Ashford International Station in Kent hit the buffers on platform 8. None of the injuries were serious. The driver was breath tested, which is standard procedure, and that proved negative. The government has survived an opposition censure motion over its plans for London Underground. In the Commons, the Minister of Transport, Gavin Strang, said an option of wholesale privatisation of the tube had been totally ruled out. The Tory motion, brought about after a ministerial leak, was defeated by 375 votes to 146. 6 guards from Securicorps have tonight been suspended by the prison service after a jury said lack of care contributed to the death of a man found hanging in his West London court cell. The jury returned a verdict of accidental death on Peter Austin, who died at Brentford Magistrates Court last January. Securicorps were responsible for Peter Austin at the time.
Securicorps had brought Peter Austin to Brentford Magistrates Court, where he was due to appear on a burglary charge. But when he was seen hanging in his cell after turning his T-shirt into a noose, a guard thought he was just acting, and his jailers did nothing for up to 10 minutes. Amazingly, the magistrates were even invited into the cell to start a bail hearing as he lay on the floor, probably dead. Again, Securicorps guards were convinced he was well. As the verdict was announced, Mr. Austin's mother started to weep uncontrollably and had to leave the coroner's court. The family may now sue Securicorps.
He did not deserve to die in these circumstances, and his memory lives on with all of us.
We are deeply concerned about the appropriateness of privatised security firms looking after prisoners.
But Securicorps says it will learn any lessons and improve staff training.
A full internal inquiry will be starting immediately to determine what further action may be appropriate in these circumstances.
Does that mean the staff involved will be disciplined, even sacked?
I have nothing to add to the statement I've just given to you.
There's no doubt the family would like the Securicorps staff involved sacked, and the coroner will now send a file on this case to the Home Office. In Hammersmith, this is Gareth Furby for London Tonight.
The former world champion boxer Herbie Hyde appeared in court today facing a charge of curb crawling in North London. Hyde, arrested in Tottenham in April, denied the charge. He was bailed to return to court on August the 27th, his 26th birthday. Finally, the family of the city consultant who survived a 5,000-foot parachute accident said the American instructor who saved him should receive a posthumous award for bravery. Gareth Griffiths, who's 27, is said to be in a serious but comfortable condition. He had 7 hours of surgery on his lower back at Orlando Medical Center Hospital. The instructor he was strapped to turned in mid-air to take the brunt of the impact when they hit the ground. And that's it. Goodbye from the team.
Carlton weather, sponsored by First Choice Holidays, for a refreshing choice.
Good evening. It's already a bit of a damp one out there, and I can't see it getting much drier in the next 24 hours. Some rain around tonight, especially to the west of London. Not particularly cold at this stage, lowest around 11. The wind's picking up tomorrow morning, though, and the rain pushing in too. Some heavy bursts, again, especially to the west of London. Some dry spells, but don't rely on them. Through the afternoon, many of us will see some bursts of quite heavy rain. The temperatures, well, they're not going to rise much at all. 13 or 14 Celsius at best, 15 perhaps where it brightens up for any length of time, but they'll dip in any of those heavier bursts of rain. Add on the effect of that wind, and it's certainly going to feel a little bit drafty. The outlook, things slowly warming up, but showers never too far away. Here's a summary.
For a more detailed 5-day outlook, call Weather Update, sponsored by First Choice Holidays on 0891 110000.